Hello everyone, hope you're having the most wonderful day today. Welcome to Anime Inc. For today's video, we're going to be talking about the weirdest powers possessed by the main characters in anime, so sit back and relax as we get right into the content. Most anime main characters possess a lot of powers. These powers allow them to be able to protect themselves and those that they love. A lot of these powers are nothing new to movie lovers, but some of these powers are weird for two main reasons: the nature in which they are acquired, or the powers do not seem like the regular powers we are conversant with. Today, we took a look at 10 of these weird powers possessed by the main characters in anime. Before we continue, it would go a long way if you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. This would allow you to follow up on all our following videos. Number 10. Ueki's Overpowered Recycling. Law of Ueki. Kosuke Ueki, more often than not individuals would call him Ueki, is the primary character in the series The Law of Ueki and The Law of Ueki Plus. He's in Class 1C of Hinokuni Jr. and the head of the Ueki group. Kosuke was sent to the human world by his celestial father Page to gain powers for him to become a worthy divine lord in the future. When Kosuke was in grade school, he played and flaunted his composure and balance to his companions by moving effortlessly on top of a structure to lose his equilibrium. Luckily for Kosuke, he was saved by Mr. K just under the wire. When Kosuke and Mr. K meet again, he professes not to recall him, as he would rather not owe Mr. K anything. When Mr. K annihilates a tree to show his power, Kosuke inquires whether there was a method for revitalizing the tree, to which Mr. K gestures and awards Kosuke the ability to make trees out of junk. Although the ability to transform rubbish into trees must appear frail, Kosuke is equipped to control his power to advantage in fights. In any event, when confronted with a burden, Kosuke figures out how to beat more challenging adversaries with many a more significant number of abilities when he manages without much trouble. Kosuke's power also permits him to make any tree he wants, as seen during his fight with Mario Taira, developing chestnuts from the tree limbs to counter Mario's fire assaults. Even though Kosuke lost the ability to study, he is still exceptionally brilliant. Kosuke wins a large portion of his fights by outmaneuvering his adversaries. Number 9. Bobobobo's Nose Hair. Bobobobobobobo. Bobobobobobo is the excellent and limitless saint, dark and muscle-bound, donning shades and a vast, brilliant afro. His hair is 24 karat gold, yet is typically supposed to be yellow or blonde. A few watchers even squabble over its genuine nature. He's classified Bobobo for short, as he will not allow individuals to refer to him as Bo. He has some command over many bears, which are seen in a significant number of the previous episodes. A vast province of tiny people and humanoid boogers living in his nose, who guide him in a fight every now and then. He additionally has numerous inhabitants residing within him. As a child, Bobobo was first educated in his capacity to hear the voices of hair. At age 7, he had 3 companions, Hatinko, Gukan, and a conscious Tokorotin named Tenjiro. His subsequent guide was Master Juice, a juice can, who showed him and Gukan at that point. Bobobo learned Hanage Shiken, first of Nose Hair, one of his major weird powers under Master Juice, a juice can. Bobobo was granted the title of the genuine expert of the first of Nose Hair due to his legacy in the Hair Kingdom. The most widely recognized employments of his nose hairs include whipping his adversaries, restricting them, or in any event, making a monster net. Nonetheless, he has additionally been known to cause a defensive lair, charge beam assaults, and even call a strong partner known as King Nosehair. Number 8. The Cleaning Saliva of Toru, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Toru Kobayashi is one of the primary characters in the anime series Kobayashi-san Chi no Maid Dragon. Toru is a mythical female serpent who can change into a human young lady. Later, Kobayashi saves her. She falls head over heels for her and chooses to work as a housekeeper. She is the little girl of Damocles. Toru was raised to accept that people were intelligent, substandard, and silly creatures, which clarifies her underlying aversion towards humankind and her arrangement with the Chaos faction. She was intensely harmed by a divine being driving a human armed force in her last fight, constraining her to withdraw to the cutting-edge world to conceal where she meets Kobayashi, who saves her from the skirt of death. On that very day, she goes gaga for Kobayashi and takes her up on a proposal to live with her as her maid. She got her powers by being a mythical beast. Being a chaos dragon, her powers are highly peculiar and are many. The most irregular of her powers is her cleansing spit, which Toru creates and can eliminate stains and grime. Toru's spit can make even the dirtiest of spots spotless with just the sway of her mouth. Number 7. Saitama's Insane Strength. Saitama is the main character in the anime TV series One Punch Man. Saitama is the nominal One Punch Man and the most grounded, quickest, and most challenging person in the series. Up to this point, no adversary has had the option to harm him in any capacity, and basically, no foe has had the chance to endure a solitary sincere punch from him. A couple of opponents have endured punches from him, for example, any human he has struck whom he limits himself against, and Boros, whom Saitama related to and kept down against to give himself and Burroughs an excellent and animating battle. Saitama's just power is that his body is a long way past human cutoff point, permitting him to accomplish surprising actual accomplishments. His solidarity is extraordinary, in that it tremendously obscures even counterfeit creatures planned or reared explicitly for godlike battles, like mechanical creatures or the champions from the House of Evolution. In comparison, his power is restricted to increase human abilities. He can't fly or fire energy impacts. His godlike capacities more than make up for the absence of assortments in his powers. The beginning of Saitama's massive strength is puzzling and muddled. Even though he tells everybody he got his staggering power through simple actual training, nobody trusts him by any means. As per Saitama, following 18 months of 100 day-by-day push-ups, sit-ups, and squats, in addition to 10-kilometer day-by-day training, he had accomplished some degree of godlike strength. This training was obviously so extreme for Saitama that he now and again felt he might bite the dust and claims that it is the thing that made all of his hair drop out. Number 6. Eren Yeager's Titan powers in Attack on Titan. Eren Yeager was a previous individual from the Survey Corps. He was the principal hero of Attack on Titan. He resided in Shiganshina district with his folks until the fall of Walmaria, where he barely saw his mom being eaten by a Titan. This occasion would prompt Eren's profound contempt towards the Titans as he committed to destroying every one of them. Before long, subsequently, his dad, Grisha Yeager, tracked him down and gave him the key into a storm cellar, training Eren to observe it no matter what and retake Walmaria. At that point, he infused Eren with a Titan serum, which gave him his powers. He got the remainder of his powers by eating his father, a member of the royalty who had the founding Titan powers. This made Eren Yeager possess the founding Titan's power. A Titan ate Eren during an attack, and then he unleashed his powers. He was able to become the very thing he hated the most, a Titan. Although his Titan ability made him the strongest Titan, his human part gave him control over the Titan abilities, so he could become a Titan anytime he wanted and was able to protect his sister and country. The weird aspect of Eren Yeager's power was becoming what he swore to kill. Number 5. Yagami Light, Death Note. Light Yagami is the primary hero of the Death Note series. In the wake of finding the Death Note, he chooses to utilize it to free the universe of crooks and criminals. His killings are ultimately marked by individuals living in Japan as crafted by Kira. Yagami Light is a very dynamic student with great intellectual abilities, making him popular among his family and friends. This astonishing intellect earned him his place at the top of the class in high school. Yagami does not possess any physical strength or magical abilities. Rather, he is just an ordinary high school student. A Shinigami, a creature of death, dropped his notebook into the planet Earth, and fortunately, the notebook landed in the courtyard of Yagami's school. The notebook possesses the ability to kill anyone whose name is written on the pages of the notebook. Yagami got hold of the notebook and became a god on Earth, cleansing the world of criminals. Number 4. Magicless Asta in Black Clover. Asta is a vagrant raised under the consideration of a church in Hagi after his mom leaves him on the church's doorsteps. After turning 15, Asta gets a 5-leaf clover grimoire with an anti-magic bean inside. He joins the Clover Kingdom's Black Bull crew of the Magic Knights and turns into a 3rd-class junior Magic Knight and briefly a Royal Knight. Asta, who bears no mana, got hold of a 5-leaf clover grimoire while fighting a thief who had come to steal the 4-leaf clover grimoire possessed by his best friend, Yuno. The grimoire chose Asta because he had no magic and the demon residing in the grimoire was compatible with the zero magic. This made him able to use the anti-magic swords inside the grimoire. As often said in the movie series, his magic never gave up. Without magic and compensating by building up his physical attributes, Asta could fight a lot of powerful villains in his quest to become the Wizard King. In a world where magic was everything, his weird anti-magic gave him a lot of edge, and this has earned him a spot on the list of the weirdest powers discovered by main characters in anime series. Number 3. Asuka's Invisibility, Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches. Mikoto Asuka used to be one of the 3 vice president and the secretary of the student council. She was the leader of the Shogi Club, preceding Yushio Igarashi, utilizing the amnesia ability to delete everybody's memories. Asuka is a young lady of ordinary stature, with long indigo straight trimmed hair that she wears out with a red headband, blue eyes, a thin figure, and enormous breasts, very much like the majority of the female characters in the series. During Mikoto's first year, because of her regularly conceived magnificence and being the little girl of the leader of a well-known organization, she immediately turned into the subject of discussion. Adding to her brilliant grades and unparalleled coordinated movements, she pulled into consideration the relative multitude of understudies in school. In any case, she felt torment from this, as she needed to be a conventional student. During her subsequent year, Mikoto was the past secretary of the past leader of the student council. The past president subsequently assembled Mikoto alongside 5 most astute female students in the school for a discreet service. The service made her a witch with the power of invisibility. Haruma Yamazaki later picked her to be his secretary. With this, she felt like she could be a conventional understudy. Mikoto Asuka was able to use her powers by kissing somebody. Asuka is fit for going invisible to them. While invisibility is cool inside its right, this rendition is somewhat outlandish. Number 2. Kaneki Ken from Tokyo Ghoul. Ken Kaneki is the primary hero of the Tokyo Ghoul series. He is presently Toka Kirishima's better half and the dad of Ichika Kaneki. Already, he was an understudy who majored in Japanese literature at Kami University, carrying a moderately ordinary life. Be that as it may, this immediately changed when Rize Kamishiro's Kakuho was transplanted into him and changed him into a one-eyed ghoul. Kaneki is the primary known faked one-eyed ghoul. His novel Half-Devil State is the thing that later moves the possibility of the kinks. After joining Teku as a low-maintenance server, he figures out how to live as a ghoul and, in the long run, becomes known as Eye Patch. In the wake of being caught by Aogiri Tree, he went through an unprecedented character change and, after getting away, formed a clique determined to ensure the safety of those valuable to him and killed his place in society. His Kakuja structure's unmistakable appearance acquired him the pseudonym Centipede. Ken's powers are already weird to me. Just like Eren Yeager in Attack on Titans, his powers are that of the villain, but he mastered these powers and made them his own. This earned him the number 2 spot on my list. Number 1. Shinichi Izumi, Parasite Arm. Shinichi Izumi is the main character of the Parasite series. Being a high school student, the gentle and non-violent Izumi gets wrapped in the fight against parasites who survive by eating humans and taking their place. He got his parasite powers while sleeping with his earbuds on. A parasite enters his room, crawls up his hand, and tries to take over his brain. He stops the brain infestation by tying the earbud cord around his hand, and the parasite disappears. Izumi then re-encounters the parasite, and this time he finds out that the parasite has eaten his right arm and replaced it. He later gets used to this parasite and they become buddies. The parasite now assists Izumi Shinichi by significantly increasing his strength to fight against other parasites considered threats to the human world. It's always weird to me when a protagonist acquires the powers of the antagonist and then uses these powers to deal with or wipe out the antagonist. It says a lot about coexistence. Thank you for watching this amazing video on the weirdest powers discovered by main characters. We hope that you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to receive notifications about our future videos. Till next time, bye.